Hey, this is Jeremy at Frank Ottie's Nursery and Garden Center located on Bardstown Road. And this is the Dirt on Pruning. Lately we've been getting a lot of phone calls and emails. People are unsure of what to prune and when to prune it. Well, I'm here to give you a couple guidelines. Basically, you can prune anything you want. You're not going to mess it up. Stuff that blooms early in the spring, like azaleas, rhododendrons, forsythias, flowering almonds, you can prune them if you want, but keep in mind you're cutting off buds that are getting ready to pop. So if you prune them, you're cutting off all your flowers. The best thing to do is wait till the spring stuff's done flowering, then go through and give it a heavy cut. Like forsythias, they get big, tall, gangly. As soon as they're done, they drop those yellow flowers. You can cut those things 2/3 off if you want. All right, now we're gonna move into evergreens. Basically, evergreens, you can trim them anytime you want. There's only 2 times we don't recommend you trimming them. One would be late fall. What happens there is you say you trim it late fall and all of a sudden it warms up in autumn and starts getting a little tender tips on them. We get a heavy frost, it's going to damage those tips and burn them back. So don't trim them late fall. Don't trim them in the middle of the summer. Ohio Valley is tough enough on plants as it is, and the last thing you need to do is go trimming down your boxwoods. What'll happen, you'll get little burnt tips on them because they're all stressed out. The things that are great to trim right now would be anything that blooms later in the season, like any of your paniculata hydrangeas, for instance, your limelight or your quickfire. Crepe myrtles, if they still have the dead heads on them from the flowers, go ahead and nip those back too. Spireas, you can cut those way back to the ground right now. Any kind of viburnum you have, go ahead and trim them. Liriope, if you haven't cut that back, they still look green, go ahead and mow them down to the ground. They'll come up bright green, they'll look fresh, they won't look weathered. After you trim something back, it's always a good idea to feed them. The Espoma company makes a great line of different kinds of tones. They're all organic fertilizers that we use. The holly tone's a great one for any kind of evergreen or any acidic loving plant such as a dogwood. The plant tone's more of a general purpose, you know, your deciduous shrubs that you're not sure what to put on them. That's great stuff. And the rose tone, well, it kind of speaks for itself. Knockout roses, hybrid teas, it's always great to add some of that after you trim them back. There's a couple of different tools you can use to trim. Number one would be a good set of pruners. These are easy if you want to do some selective pruning, say you have suckers coming off the ground from a crabapple tree. Go out there and just clip them with these. Next thing would be a pair of shears. And these are great, you know, if you only got a couple of boxwoods and you just want to go out there and nip them, that makes it easy. Last, and my favorite, a big pair of gas shears. If you've got a whole front foundation to do and you got half a day to do it, these will do the job. A little more costly, but I'm telling you, you'll save your money and the time and effort that it takes. If you have any questions on what to trim and when to trim it, don't hesitate to call us. Call us at 454-4000. You can send us a question on Facebook. Allie will be more than happy to answer your question. Check us out online at ottiegardencenter.com. Like us on Facebook, get a $5 coupon, and that's been the Dirt on Pruning.